Well, folks, I'm going to make a sort of simple straight-sided casserole now with a lid, with a roundish lid and some handles on, so we'll get on and have a go at that. I've got about 3.5 pounds of clay, so get it centered up. I'm going to keep this quite thick because with all things that go in the oven and cookware, they're going to get bashed about a bit, so there's no point in being too thin. So I want to keep the top quite thick all the time, so that I can put the gallery in to hold the lid. So it's a pretty simple shape, it's just a bit of a straight-sided squat kind of shape. So I'll put the gallery in now. I'm just going to put my finger, the index finger, halfway across the top and push down, which will form a ledge, like so, and then a lid will sit in there. Just put a bit of a step outwards there. So like I say, not the most exciting shape pot you'll ever see, but it's ready for a casserole. Just mop it out. So what I'll do in a minute, I'll just measure the top, and I know how wide to throw the lid. So I'll get me calipers, just measure this at the widest point, so that's going to be the width of the lid. So with this lid, it's going to be a slightly rounded one, which I'll turn upside down tomorrow and throw a knob on the top. So I'm just going to throw an almost flat plate, just slightly raised up. Just keep checking the width. Just need a bit wider than that. Stretch it out a bit. Even wider. So that's it. Just double check to make sure it does fit the pot. I'll put the casserole back on. Turn it upside down, see if it fits. That's the right size. So tomorrow I'll trim the lid up, trim the casserole up, put some handles on, and we'll see how it looks. Well, hi folks, I'm just going to finish off this casserole now, so just trim it up a bit, turn it a bit, just tidy it up. band of colour on the rim. Some cobalt, bit of blue colour, and a bit down the bottom. So that's that bit done really. Not much to trim. I'll just put that to one side. And I'll put it over here. Now to sort the lid out. So I'll just try and trim a bit from underneath before I turn it over and do it properly. Just cut that off. I'm going to need a bigger bat, so I'll put this bat on. Come off. I've drawn a load of little circles on this bat, which means that I don't have to tap centre it. If I just line them up, it should be centred, which you've probably seen me doing many times before. So that's that centred. Just put a few little dollops of clay on just to keep it in place. And then we'll trim some of this off. Still quite soft actually, this clay. That looks about right now. That's that rounded off. So now we'll stick a knob on. We'll throw a little knob. So I've got a bit of clay. You can score it if you like, just to give it a bit more of a key. Put some slip on onto the clay. Press it in, give it a good key before you start. And then we'll try and throw the knob on, using very little water so we don't get water all over everything. Fiddly. So I think that'll do for the knob. Just sponge the slip off. So that's the knob thrown on. Just put another little band of colour on the lid. So that's the lid made. Now, I don't think I'll be able to put it back on this until it's dry, but we'll risk it just to see what it looks like. I can't grab hold of the knob obviously because it'll just come off, so I'll just have to drop this on. So there we go. That's that done. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a couple of little handles on. They're not going to, it's not really for lifting it out, it's just for a bit of a design thing. So I'll just move all this rubbish out of the way. Put them on there. Just squeeze it right on. Oops. Squeeze it on, put a couple of dimples in there. Tack it on all the way around. Use a brush with some water on just to tidy up the seam. It's so dark in here I can't see anything. Just give it a sponge off, tidy it up. So that's one knob on. The other one on the other side. Bit more slip again, just make sure it's opposite. Push it on. Couple of dimples in there. And again just tidy it up with a wet brush, creating a seal all the way around. Just a last little sponging off. Have a look. Just tidy him up. So that's about it, I think. Little shallow casserole done with a lid. Job done.